Hey, what's going on? It's Unapologetic Gamer. I'm back with another video, man. In this video, we gonna go around the league a bit. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about two teams that played yesterday: the Vikings and the Cowboys. The Cowboys being a divisional opponent. I believe these two teams are the two teams that can stand in our way of making it to the Super Bowl. I have a third team, the 49ers, but, the 49ers are kind of inconsistent, so I got to see a little bit more, keeping my eye on them. But, right now, and I think the Vikings, who's been playing the best out of consistently out of the two teams, who I think has the players that can give us the most problems. But the Cowboys blew them out the week prior, so it's like I think the Vikings are the better team of the two, but they got smoked by the Cowboys. So you can't sleep on the Cowboys being a divisional opponent. They know us more than the Vikings know us. So we beat them earlier in the year, and we got a game at Dallas later on in the year, which I think would be a big game. Which we'll have to win, but both of those teams won yesterday. The Cowboys beating another divisional opponent, man, the Giants, and the Vikings beating the Patriots. We gonna start off with the Cowboys. Now the Cowboys, they ended up getting the win against the Giants. The Giants started off hot. They are now 7-4. Being a one-dimensional team, man, that's not sustainable. This is not the 1930s where you just run. You got to be able to pass the ball downfield, and that's something they're not able to do consistently. They don't have a lot of playmakers at the wide receiver positions. It's just basically Saquon Barkley. And they have Daniel Jones, at the quarterback position. Enough said right there. Enough said right there. We ain't gonna bring up how bad Daniel Jones is. But Dak Prescott is back now. Last time we played the Cowboys, he was out with an injury. Cooper Rush was in the game. Pretty good for a backup. But Dak is back now. They have their full complement of offense back, and they looking sloppy, man. Last week, they looked good. Last week, they whooped on the Vikings, who I'll talk about later on in the video. But this game, they played a divisional game, and a lot of times divisional games are like this, man. We played one ourselves against the Commanders, and we ended up losing that game. But division games a lot of times could be sloppy, physical. But Dak Prescott didn't really look impressive this game. He threw 2 picks. He had 2 touchdowns. The offense was moving, though. The Cowboys also had 13 penalties, man. Very sloppy game. Very sloppy game at home, But they came up with the win. Ezekiel Elliott had 16 carries for 90-plus yards, which is funny. Pollard had 18 carries for, I think, about 60 yards, somewhere around there. So Ezekiel Elliott had more success than Pollard. Pollard is the more explosive one out the crew, though. I think Ezekiel Elliott, they use him a lot in short yardage situations. CeeDee Lamb had over 100 yards receiving. That's their number one receiver. Besides him, they really don't have too many weapons. That's why you hear the rumors about Odell Beckham Jr. maybe going to the Cowboys. But even if they get Odell, man, he'll be coming back from, he's less than a year removed from surgery, I think, on his ACL. He ACL or Achilles, he tore in the Super Bowl. So we'll see if those rumors are true. I'm actually hearing the Giants or the Cowboys, or you know how rumors are. Rumors are rumors. But the Cowboys, they put up over 400 yards of offense. They gave up 20 points to the Giants. I don't think the game was ever in doubt as far as the Cowboys getting the win. I just think it was a sloppy game, and it was one of those games where they let the Giants hang around, and they could have lost. Similar to what we did against the Commanders, but they ended up coming up with the win, man. So the Cowboys are 7-3 or 8-3. Are the Cowboys 8-3? Yeah, I believe 8-3. So that puts more pressure on us to beat the Green Bay Packers. We'll talk about that in another video. But that's it for the Cowboys, man. They come out with the win. That keeps them in striking distance of maybe competing for the division title against the Eagles. We'll see how that turned out. But they did their job. They got the win. Sloppy win, but a win nonetheless. All right, let's move on to the Vikings. And the Vikings beat the Patriots 33-26. They actually had to fight for that win. They was getting down going into the fourth quarter. They pitched a shutout in the fourth quarter, scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. And they won a game, man. They won a game. They was down 23-26 going into the fourth quarter. Kirk Cousins, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 299 yards passing, 30 for 37. That's a good game from Kirk Cousins. Justin Jefferson, 9 catches, 139 yards receiving, 1 touchdown. Then that's the usual for that dude, man. Like, you got to start mentioning him as probably the best wide receiver. Him and Tyreek Hill, the best wide receivers in the game, man. He can just do it all. He can go deep. I even seen him catch a pass and put the shoulder down on a nigga. I'm like, damn. Like, he's that dude right now, and it's him and Tyreek Hill. Dalvin Cook, 22 carries for what did he have? For like 40 yards or something like that. Like, he ain't do too good, man. He had 1.9 yards per carry. So as you can see, man, the Patriots said, man, we're going to key in on a running game. We're going to take out that running game, and we're going to force Kirk Cousins to beat us. And the problem is the Vikings have one of the best offenses in the game. You know what I mean? Justin Jefferson, they picked up a key addition that's going to go underrated, man. T.J. Hockenson is, I think, one of the top tight ends in the league. Big tight end. He just was buried in Detroit. You know what I mean? Now he's on a good team. People will start seeing how good he really is. Similar to like Dallas Goedert. He's like one of these underrated tight ends that just puts up numbers, you know. So you got him, and that's one of the things that separates them from the Cowboys, in my opinion, right? Is that the Cowboys are dependent on their run game. If they not running the ball, like, it's kind of tough. You know what I mean? But I think the Vikings can do both. The Vikings can do both. The Cowboys it's going to be hard for them to win shootouts. You know? They going to have to run the game. As you can see, Ezekiel Elliott had 16 carries. Pollard had 18. You know what I mean? So that's 30-plus carries. And I'm not sure if anybody else had a carry, but that's 30-plus carries between two guys. So the Cowboys are a run-first offense. Play defense, try to win the game. But the Vikings are explosive offense, man. They could do it all. they can do it all. And they came up with the win, man. Like I said, it wasn't easy, but they made the plays they had to make down the stretch. The Patriots been playing well, and they made the plays they needed to make down the stretch to come up with the win, man. And like I said, I believe these two teams are the teams to beat in the NFC. The 49ers is the dark horse. I got my eye on them, but they're a very inconsistent team. And but like I said, they can make some noise when they get to the playoffs. They got some veterans on that team. But let me know what you think, man. Out of the Vikings or the Cowboys, who do you think will give the Eagles the most problems in a playoff matchup? And if not the Cowboys or the Vikings, name a team that you think would be a bad matchup for the Eagles. Not a bad matchup, but a challenging matchup. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you know. And I'll talk to y'all in the next video.